has a connection to where I come from, the Treaty 8 territory. So I come here as a visitor, and I come here as a person to work and to help people here. So when a visitor comes from over the ocean or from other countries onto Turtle Island, what is known as Canada and the United States, and that this is Turtle Island, and the original people here have that blood that flows in them that ties to the teachings of the land and the earth and the plants, the medicines, the waters, the animals, and everything that they've coexisted with on Turtle Island. So when you bring someone who is not from the territory, their blood, they're visitors, their blood is not ingrained into the teachings and that. So in order for them to coexist in a healthy environment with the Aboriginal people, the first peoples of Turtle Island, they need to learn about their ways and to be able to coexist.
The logo I designed for the Reconciliation Project in schools for the John Humphrey Center includes a few different elements. So there's a red circle which represents all the red nations within Canada. There's also a new shoot of a leaf, and it represents new growth. There's also a yellow circle which represents the sun and brighter days. There's also a series of ribbons that kind of flow down from the new shoot, and that represents the different nations in Canada, support of all nations for the reconciliation of Indigenous people in Canada.
My name is Maya Jackknife and I'm in grade 7.
My name is Michaela Stricken and I'm in grade 7. Reconciliation to me means that we remember and recognize about like Canada's past and its history that went on.
And reconciliation to me means just like healing what happened a long time ago and forgetting about it and working together to make it better for people who had to go through that.
It is important to understand reconciliation because it's something of our history and our past that everyone should know about, and lots of people need to, I guess, remember what that is.
Like what Michaela said, we have to like recognize it just to make sure that it doesn't happen again and that we don't make the same mistake.
The one thing I think as people we should recognize, especially those who are non-Indigenous, and I'm going to say even myself because I have my European side to me, we don't recognize how much wealth we got off of these, like out of the land that we've gotten. We don't recognize how much we got out of the land and out of Indigenous people. We forgot that the Indigenous people taught us how to live during the winter, and if it wasn't for, my ancestors, I wouldn't be here today. A lot of us wouldn't be here today, and that's something that kind of sticks out to me, is how much wealth we got out of so much pain. And I think that needs to kind of be a recognition, and I don't think we need to carry on the pain. I think it's, we are trying to get out of the pain, trying to work with everyone, but there just needs to be that little bit of an understanding that we have so much out of so much pain.
Treaty 6 takes up a large part of Saskatchewan and Edmonton, or Saskatchewan and Alberta, and sort of spans across the traditional territories of the Plains Cree and the Plains Nakota and some of the Blackfoot bands as well. So being a treaty person means acknowledging that treaty and knowing about that treaty, and even going so far to say as to reading that treaty, I think is a requirement of most treaty people, because that treaty allows non-Indigenous people to live here. Signing that treaty meant, or the reason the treaties were created was so that European settlers could settle this area. not the other way around, which is often what people associate treaties with. They associate treaties with Indigenous people, that Indigenous people are the ones who need treaties so that they can be here. It's the other way around. Treaties were signed so that non-Indigenous people could live in this area.